Hey, welcome back to the Limitless series. Today we turn to Lindy, who has been having chronic SI joint problems. So let's see what her question is.
Lindy says, I have left SI joint pain with gluteus medius and minius tightness. I had PT last year and it helped until I stopped the exercises. Any suggestions?
All right. Thanks for the question, Lindy. Now, I do know from talking to you that you have already done a lot of strengthening and stretching for your SI joint, and you've worked with physical therapists, which is perfect. And what you said, and I laughed when you said this, was really you just need a kick in the pants to stick with those exercises. So this is that kick in the pants because this is on YouTube now, and everybody knows that you're asking for help, and you're going to have to take it now. You're going to have to do it, make things better. But for everybody who's not quite as familiar, I'll give you a little bit of information here. So the SI stands for sacroiliac joint, and essentially it is where the base of your spine connects to your hips. And a lot of times we think that that's all one solid muscle there, but it's not. There's actually, the base of the spine, and then there's like some cushioning, and then there's your hips. So we're not talking a joint like your elbow joint that moves a whole lot, or even your shoulder, both two different kinds of joints as well. This is the third kind of joint, just very small movements, and it's supported by tendons and ligaments, and also surrounded by a lot of different muscles that all work together to support that hip joint or that SI joint. Sorry, when we're talking hips, it's usually more up here. This is actually more internally inside you. The idea behind it, why we even have a joint there, and it's not one solid chunk of bone, is to provide cushioning. So when we're walking or we're running or we're jumping, and the impact that goes down through your spine has that little bit of cushioning through the SI joint. That's how it's theoretically supposed to work. So what happens is sometimes that'll start to break down, or we tweak it or something, and that's where you don't get the cushioning you need, and that's where you start to have that pain, and becomes your limitation. So again, there's a lot of muscles involved here, so there's a lot of different exercises that you can do. I'm going to show you two today, and two different variations of them as well. I've got two variations of both of them. So you can take these at your own limits. Now, of course, if you are having pain at all, you want to go to your doctor, talk to a physical therapist, that kind of thing. So this is more just in that beginning stage where maybe you woke up wrong and thought, oh, I tweaked something. You can give these basic exercises a try and see if they work if you are accustomed to doing exercise and it's something that you're used to doing. So that's kind of my disclaimer there. All right. So again, we're going to talk about strengthening today, but the other thing you really want to focus on is stretching. And actually one of the exercises I show you kind of encompasses both of those. But from talking to Lindy, I also know that she was giving more strengthening exercises because some of the stretches were aggravating her, and I don't want to be at the source of any more aggravation. All right, enough talking there. First things first, you can start on the ground, and we're going to. And the very basic exercise, so when we're talking the SI joint, we're going to focus really on the gluteus medius, minimus, and maximus, a little bit of hip flexor as well, kind of that whole entire area. So first things first, you can lay on your side, and what we want to do is try to target all of these supporting muscles here. And so a very basic exercise is just the lift and lower, lift and lower. And if you are having a great deal of pain, this may be all you need to do, but you can always make it a little bit harder. That's why I have my handy band here. And you're going to take that band, put it around your calves, right there. Whoops. Okay, my pants are a little slippery. And then that's going to give you a little bit extra resistance for that up and down movement there. And you should start to feel that through your butt, through that whole area. All right, so what you'll want to do to make sure you stay even, if you're only having pain on one side, don't think, oh, I need to do that and then stretch that side. You also need to do the other side. So when you finish that, one very basic thing you can do is just lay that down and then kind of lay back on it and get a little bit of stretch of that whole area that you just worked. And then I would switch sides and do the same exercise on the other side, the same number of reps. You're going to start with a minimum of 8 reps. You really wouldn't want to do more than 16 reps for this particular issue. Of course, if you're trying to build up and give yourself a bigger booty, really strengthen and build everything, then you'll want to do more reps. But right now, stick with between 8 and 16. All right, the second variation of that, I'm just going to keep this band around my legs here and show you on the other one as I step back so you can still see me. So it is the same idea, but instead of laying down, you're going to take that out to the side. Okay, so just do little lateral leg lifts. Now the benefit of this is you get to work all the stabilizing muscles on the opposite side as well. So this would be more like you've kind of worked your way out of the pain and you're really looking to keep everything strong and stable there. And if you are struggling, you can hold on to something, but I would recommend trying not to hold on to something. And you're just going to do exactly that same exercise. You'll start to feel it in the same area of your body. All right, that is our first exercise with 2 variations for you. Okay, toss that away because we're done. Second one, you go back to your mat. This is where you're going to start to feel a little bit of nice stretch too. These are hip thrusts. I've also seen a bazillion other names, but I always call them hip thrusts. So you'll keep your feet in close. You're going to squeeze your bottom and tilt your hips up. And that's where you really start to activate those muscles that are way down in there, really supporting that SI joint. So as you squeeze and you tilt up, you're going to feel a little stretch along here, and you're going to feel everything back here tighten. And then lower it back down. And what's nice about this one is as you lower down, you can use those abs to lower down as well. So not only are you strengthening the muscles around the SI joint, but you're getting some extra ab work too. Can't go wrong with that, right? So once again, it's just a hip tilt and then thrust, okay? So lower back down. And I say thrust, but we're not going to do it fast. You want to do it controlled. So tilt, and that's everything you really maybe can't identify, and then press it up. And that's it. Now, once you kind of got the hang of that and you want to make it a little bit harder, you can pull out the trusty EQs. And this is kind of a nice one because this is for that a little bit more advanced. You're going to take one foot up. Actually, I'm going to show you with the left because I think Lindy said it was the left that she was bothering her. And it's the same exact exercise, but you get a little extra as well. So you're going to tilt, extend up, and then press that out. Pull it back in and lower back down again. So once again, I'll switch just to show you. I got my foot up on top. Start by tilting those hips, press them all the way up, extend your leg till it's straight, then pull it back in. So don't just relax and bring it in. You want to keep everything engaged. Lower it back down. In doing so, again, you're going to feel that nice stretch there. When you are done with that and you want to do some stretches, of course, straighten both legs out and then imagine that you are trying to tilt those hips back up again. So you're really sort of opening up the entire front of your hip and you're getting that nice stretch on the top. You're going to follow that by either bringing one or both knees in and try to press your lower back down and feel that stretch through your glutes. So again, 2 very basic, should not be painful stretches at all to do once you have finished with that exercise. All right, so hopefully that helps anybody else who is feeling limited with SI joint pain and gives Lindy the kick in the pants that she needs to keep up with those exercises as well as the others that were prescribed to her by physical therapists to get through those limitations. Remember, in the Limitless series, we work through limitations. Thank you so much for coming. Keep those questions coming. Don't forget to subscribe, share with your friends, and have a fantastic week. See you all soon. Bye.